Welcome back to my channel. I'm attorney Andrea, and we've got an incredible story that is straight out of Hollywood, part courtroom drama, part hip-hop soap opera, sprinkled with some couture fashion that makes me question every wardrobe choice I've ever made. We're talking about the one and only A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
Opening statements in the A$AP Rocky case.
Rapper A$AP Rocky's shooting trial resumes in Los Angeles today.
Our boy Rocky, known to the government as Rakim Mayers, is currently on trial in Los Angeles County for allegedly firing a gun during a squabble that gives a new meaning to the phrase Hollywood drama. Now, the man is a chart-topping rapper, a fashion mogul, and if the prosecution is to believe, apparently has a side gig as a part-time gunslinger. But let's not rush to judge. Let's take a closer look at how we got here. We'll examine the who, the what, and the why, while wearing dark sunglasses and a trench coat, because apparently that's standard court attire if you're A$AP Rocky. If you're not intrigued yet, you should be, because Rihanna, the Rihanna, was spotted in the courtroom. That's right, Rihanna is involved in this legal proceeding. Not really, but she's there. I haven't been this excited since she promised a new album, which still hasn't dropped. Now, before we talk about the trial, let's break down who the major players in this crazy case is. First, of course, there's A$AP Rocky. He is the defendant in the case, but he's also a fashion icon, a rap sensation, and the father of two with the legendary Rihanna. Then there's A$AP Relly, aka Terrell Efron. So he's A$AP Rocky's former friend and collaborator, who now says that Rocky shot at him, grazing his knuckles, because apparently these guys couldn't sit down and talk things over a nice hot latte. Knuckles must be grazed. Relly's testimony has been described as combative, so it's safe to say that these two are not on good terms. I mean, that and the fact that, he's bringing a criminal and civil trial against his former friend. But the last major player is the woman herself, Rihanna. Now, she's not involved at all procedurally or in the trial, but her being there, period, is a big deal. Now, before we get into the trial itself, let's backtrack to exactly what happened that fateful night in November 2021, which led to a jury trial in 2025. According to prosecutors, Rocky and Relly agreed to meet near the W Hotel in Hollywood, which also happens to be the location where I'm having my wedding rehearsal this year. That's when prosecutors say things escalated. They claimed that Rocky pulled out a semi-automatic firearm and fired 2 shots at his former friend. Relly's hand was grazed, like a near miss from a donut bullet. The defense, on the other hand, says that no real bullets were ever fired, that it was all just a prop gun, a starter pistol, or maybe even the world's loudest Nerf gun. Who knows? And that's the crux of it. Now, A$AP Rocky is facing up to 24 years in prison. And if he's found guilty on both counts of felony assault, that's the max he could actually serve. Now, there's a lot of talk online about whether Relly is just in this whole thing for a payout. I mean, this is LA. It's not a real scandal unless somebody is angling for a movie deal or at least a cameo on a reality show. And Relly also has a civil lawsuit pending. There are recordings, allegedly, where his voice was caught saying how he wanted to take millions of dollars from Rocky. And if you follow the story of these two, it's not unfamiliar. 2 best friends grow up together. One gets super wealthy and successful, and the other one ends up having resentment towards the successful one. And in this case, the celebrity of these 2 men aren't even close, as I think the majority of the country just learned who A$AP Relly was when the trial started, me included. But then again, Relly says he's telling the truth, says he's not lying about the shooting, and he just wants compensation for his grazed knuckles. Pretty expensive knuckle sandwich in my professional opinion. But let's not forget how conflicting the tapes in question are. If you've been watching the trial, you know that Relly says that they're fake or at least edited, which is basically the same defense kids use in middle school when they're asked why they forged their mother's signature on their report cards. Now, in the midst of all this madness, Rihanna made her cameo in court, quietly supporting her man from the front row. Nothing screams "I love you" like sitting on a hard wooden bench and listening to lawyers debate gunshot decibels for hours. Now that's real devotion. And kudos to Rihanna for wearing that hard trench coat in LA's inconsistent weather. The woman's got style for days, weeks, months, years. I need one of those, actually. I was looking, I couldn't find one of those. Anyway, it also doubles as a very stylish shield from all the paparazzi cameras. Smart woman. Now let's talk about the real star of this courtroom drama. A$AP Rocky's courtroom fashion. According to some articles, this man has been strolling in court wearing high-end suits from the likes of Yves Saint Laurent, suits with wool, suits with silk. It's like a runway in there. He has been so fashionable that the New York Times even wrote a piece about his ensemble. Now, you might be thinking, why do we even care about the defendant's clothes, right? This is about what happened in the case. This is Hollywood. Fashion is half the reason people even pay attention to these celebrity trials. Heck, and after A$AP Rocky's trial, they might even rename the courthouse the House of Mayors. But what are the real-life consequences for Rocky? If convicted, Rocky could face some serious jail time, up to 24 years. Which is a lot more than the 180 days the prosecution offered in an earlier plea deal. Turning down that deal is like leaving your phone charger at home and hoping your battery magically lasts. It's bold, it's risky, and it's definitely made headlines. The internet, of course, is ablaze with theories. Some people say Relly's just out for revenge, that he's out for a payday. Others say that Rocky might be too bold for not taking a deal. But it's important to remember that there is a lot going on with A$AP Rocky outside of this case. He's got major festival gigs, fashion lines, and upcoming film roles, plus the rumor mill around him possibly being married to Rihanna, at least at common law. The more you dig, the more this trial feels like a script from a really well-funded Netflix original. Because at the end of the day, what we have is a high-profile case about loyalty, betrayal, ego, money, and possibly a prop cut. It's the perfect recipe for an American legal spectacle. All that's missing from this one is the judge banging the gavel to the beat of Rocky's biggest hits. Well, that's it for tonight's edition of Court Couture with A$AP Rocky. Tune in tomorrow where we'll probably still be asking Rihanna for that new album. But for now, keep your eyes peeled for the next dramatic witness and the final verdict. I'm attorney Andrea, reminding you to stay stylish even when you're in court, because A$AP does. Have you all been keeping up with this wild trial? Do you think that A$AP will be found guilty, not guilty? Did Relly just do this to get a payday? Let us know your predictions and thoughts on the trial so far in the comments below. I really want to know. I'm curious. Until next time, thank you for watching. I'm attorney Andrea.